This is going to be the video for nail project 6, and even if you're not doing nail project 6, the fundamentals for driving a nail, I'm going to show you how to drive a nail, how I want you to mark it, what I'm looking for whenever I'm grading. So there are certain things that I'm looking for. So nail project 6, this is what the paper looks like. Even if you got a different nail project, it's probably fairly similar than, compared to this one. So I got some lumber. This lumber got given to me on a pallet. I had a whole stack of it, so I figured it was just useful for you guys to drive nails in. And whether you're doing this on a 2x4, 4x4, whatever I've got you nailing into, it's the concepts are still going to be the same. So on here, if you look, I've got a mark. You're going to put a mark every 2 inches, 2, 4, 6, 8. So all I did with my tape measure, some of this I pre-did just for speed purposes. I put a mark at 2, 4, 6, 8, all the way down. Once you put a mark all the way down, take your speed square. You can see I have a mark, a small tiny mark here, small tiny mark there. Take your speed square and draw me a straight line across there. I am looking for you to draw a line all the way across the narrow edge of the wood on this side. And I've already done it on the other one. So I got a line all the way across. The next thing that I'm looking for you to do is to draw me a straight line straight down the middle here. And by doing so, this is 1.5 inches wide. Half, all right, I want it straight down the middle. I'll measure, not eyeball, but I want measured center here. All right, half of 1.5 is 3/4. So I'm gonna put a mark at 3/4. I'm gonna put me a mark down here at 3/4. As I talked about, we're going to take a straight edge. You can use pretty much anything for a straight edge with this one. I have to get all this stuff out prepared and ready. All right, and we're going to draw a line straight down the center. That doesn't take all that. All right, I'm going to set that on the side. On this one, you're going to do it on the wide side or the flatter side. And for this, you're going to start at 1. You're going to put a mark at 2.5, and then from then on, every 1.5 inches. All of the measurements are on the back of the sheet here. So it's 1, 2.5, 4, 5.5, 7, 8.5, 10. All you got to do is follow the paper. All right. I've already got marked out my little marks. I'm just going to go ahead and finish filling this in with my speed square. Once you get down here towards the end, it starts. I'm going to probably flip it around to the back side here. And this is just some scrap leftover lumber that I had. Now, this is going to go, I need these marks on the bottom side here. So if I put it like this, then I'll have to remark the bottom side. So you want to make sure that you don't mess that up with these here. All right, so when you're nailing, on this side right here, on the skinny side, on the 1.5 inch side, you're going to end up driving 16 penny nails. The easiest way that I would show you 16 penny nails are what we use to put 2x lumber to 2x lumber. The easiest way to do this is to start on this, put one on this end. You want to make sure that this is flush. You want to make sure that this is centered. Now this part, the only part that I would say that you could eyeball is this part right here. Go ahead, flush it here, eyeball both sides. All right, get your nail started first before you worry about flushing anything up. You're going to start your nail. That's how you start a nail. Let me check, see if this is still rolling. All right. You're going to start your nail. So my nail is slightly crooked, and we're going to straighten it up, just pull it that way. So start a nail, hold the nail, hit it 2 or 3 times, get it sunk in the wood. Then you can move your hand. Now I can worry about whether or not this thing is flush. So I'm flush now. Looks like I'm even. I'm going to put my body weight down with my left hand here. I'm going to drive this in with my left hand. All right, first nail in. I want the nails driven all the way flush with the top of the wood, just like we would in construction. And I don't want them bent over. I don't want them splitting out the side, anything like that. Now we're going to split one out the side for you in just a second, just on purpose. Then I go to the other side. I start here and then I go to this side. That keeps both ends intact. That way I don't have to worry about any of this moving at all once I get it done. I am right-handed, so I'm going to spin this around. All right. And I would suggest you do the same. I'm going to put my nail right on where these 2 marks cross. So if you look where the marks cross, you're going to put your nail right on that mark, right in the center of it. as you're nailing, you want to make sure that, number one, I got my nail started. You want to make sure that your nail is, if you can, straight up and down. You definitely don't want your nail angled this way or angled this way because it's going to come out your side if you do. It would be better off if you had to, if you were going to angle your nail, to angle it either this way or this way. All right, because you don't have to worry about it coming out either way this way. All right. Like I said, I'm going to put pressure down here. My nail bend a little bit. Now, if your nail bends, you can take your claw, straighten it up a little bit. Now, this is actually good. I got several nail projects sitting right over there that already look like this. We're going to show you how to get that out. We got a vise here. There's some vise there. Just in the vise. Go in here, your red toolbox where it says nail sets, get a nail set. This is what a nail set looks like. Nail set. I'm going to put the nail set on the end of the nail, and I'm going to drive it back through. Once I do that, I can pull the nail out. Now, pulling a 16 penny nail out is kind of hard. You can, one of the things you can do, if you can't get it out this way, like this, you can put a piece of wood underneath the head of the nail like so. That gives you a little more leverage. You're going to have to hold down on this side of the wood. Now let's say you can't get it out. I can actually get this one out because it's pulled pretty easy. But let's say you couldn't get it out. Come over here. Type it in the vise. Then take a little mini crowbar, the little 24, 18-inch crowbar I think it is. Now, you gotta hold your foot down on the vise and hold the vise down. If you don't, it jumps. All right, but you can pull it out like this. And most of them are gonna be a little harder to get out than that, but just for demonstration purposes. So, we got one nail that's split outside the wood. If you do that, pull it out. You can see that there's a, well, actually on this side, you see there's a knot. There's probably a hard spot in this wood. Hard spots will bend your nails. But I'm going to angle my nail a different direction. Now I'm going to angle this nail just so that it doesn't follow that same hole. If I try to drive a nail right back in, it's going to follow that same hole. Good deal. Now, it should be good. From that point, I can just work my way down. On your particular nail project, I believe you're going to drive 11 16 penny nails. If it starts out and you hit it, you can straighten it out. So, driving 16 penny nails. On the bottom side, I didn't mark a line on this one. Take, measure. I got 2 5/8. So half of 2 is 1, half of 5/8 is 5/16. So I got 1 5/16. I'm gonna measure over 1 5/16. 1 5/16. Now you're gonna have to measure your wood again so it's the same as what I've got. I got a line down in the center. Now, if you've never nailed before, you may be better off honestly starting with your 8 penny side. Your 8 penny nails, in comparison to your 16 penny nails, that's what they look like. All right, 16 penny, 8 penny nails. 8 penny nails are what we use for sheet material to 2x lumbering construction. And the reason, now this may seem a little arbitrary, the reason that I have you driving 8 penny nails and 16 penny nails, number one, to see, can you nail, how to use a hammer, how to swing a hammer the right way. The reason I got you doing this also is these are the ones in construction that we use for sheet material. These are the ones we use in construction for 2x lumber, 2x lumber. So it's good to get used to both of them. These are a little bit easier to drive in my opinion, obviously because they're smaller nails. Hammering technique we haven't talked about. I've watched many kids do this right here. You can get the nail in that way, but it just takes 100 hits to get it in. I've also seen kids that want to hold the hammer way down here and I end up with nothing but hammer marks all down through here. So what we want is power under control. All right, hold your hammer. Typically, depending on how long my hammer handle is, I'm gonna hold this one where I got it right there, but I wanna be able to strike it hard but accurate as well. So I don't wanna be missing the nail all the time. If you're missing the nail, you're not very good at hammering. If you're barely getting the nail in every time you hit it, you're not very good at hammering. And these little 8 pennies, they just drive so easy. Just put it on your. So you're gonna end up driving 15 of those. So you got 11 and 16 penny nails. And it's always good. I know this sounds crazy, but it's always good to watch people that know how to hammer. So it gives you an idea of what's the right word I'm looking for. Gives you an idea of how you need to swing the hammer. Right? So if you watch, now this used to be fun. It kind of depends on the wood that you got, but one of the things that guys in carpentry construction used to like to do was see how many times, who could get the nail in with the least amount of legs, right? So once you, and that's not counting getting it started, but the guy Larry Hahn, in the videos that you're gonna watch at Carpentry 1, if you make it that far, he can sink this thing in 2 hits. I don't know if his wood is softer, if his nails are made out of a lot of recycled material now, where they wasn't in the day. Larry Hahn is a legend. This one I'm gonna spin around mainly because I'm right-handed. Nail project's done there. And I have to just finish out my 8 penny side. Make sure that you write your name on the end grain here somewhere. I would write Bowles on mine, and you turn it in up there beside my podium.